in the quiet recesses of our minds, amidst the tumult and turmoil of our emotions, there lies a potent force, a force not of sound, but of silence. This silence is our shield, our refuge, and our strength in moments of anger. To truly understand the importance of silence when angry, we must delve into the depths of Stoicism, a philosophy that offers profound insights into the nature of our emotions and the path to mastering them. Stoicism, an ancient school of thought founded by Zeno of Citium, teaches us that the path to true wisdom and tranquility lies in our ability to maintain equanimity amidst the storms of life. Anger, a destructive and consuming emotion, is one of the greatest challenges we face on this path. Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, aptly describes anger as a temporary madness. He warns us, "No plague has cost the human race so dear." In our journey to understand and conquer anger, we must first recognize its nature. Anger is a response to perceived injustice or harm, often fueled by our own expectations and judgments. It arises from our attachment to external events and our desire to control them. However, as the Stoics remind us, the only thing we truly control is our own mind, our thoughts, perceptions, and reactions. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, advises in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When anger surges within us, it clouds our judgment and distorts our perception of reality. We become prisoners of our own emotions, lashing out in ways that often cause more harm than good. In such moments, silence becomes our most powerful ally. By remaining silent, we create a space between stimulus and response, a space where we can regain our composure, reflect on the situation, and choose a course of action that aligns with our higher self. Epictetus, another Stoic sage, teaches us that we must guard our inner citadel, the fortress of our mind. He reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In the heat of anger, silence serves as the sentinel of our citadel, preventing rash words and actions from breaching our defenses and causing irreversible damage. To embrace silence in moments of anger, we must cultivate the practice of mindfulness. This requires a disciplined mind and a commitment to self-awareness. By observing our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we can identify the triggers of our anger and address them at their root. As we become more attuned to our inner landscape, we develop the ability to respond to challenges with calmness and clarity. Silence, however, is not mere passivity or avoidance. It is an active and deliberate choice to pause, reflect, and channel our energy in constructive ways. It allows us to transform our anger into wisdom and compassion. By reframing our perspective, we can see the situation from a broader viewpoint, understanding the motives and limitations of others. This shift in perspective fosters empathy and reduces the intensity of our anger. Seneca, in his treatise on anger, emphasizes the importance of preparation and premeditation. He advises us to anticipate potential sources of anger and mentally rehearse our responses. By visualizing ourselves remaining calm and composed in the face of provocation, we strengthen our resolve and increase our chances of success when confronted with real-life situations. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, is a cornerstone of Stoic training. Moreover, silence provides us with an opportunity to introspect and learn from our experiences. It allows us to examine the underlying causes of our anger and address any unresolved issues within ourselves. By engaging in regular self-reflection, we can identify patterns of thought and behavior that contribute to our anger and work towards transforming them. This process of self-improvement is at the heart of Stoic philosophy, as it empowers us to cultivate virtuous qualities and live in accordance with our true nature. The Stoics also teach us the value of forgiveness and letting go. Holding on to anger and resentment only perpetuates our suffering and prevents us from experiencing inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius wisely advises, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. By releasing our attachment to grievances and embracing forgiveness, we free ourselves from the shackles of anger and open the door to healing and reconciliation. In the grand tapestry of life, silence weaves a thread of serenity and resilience. It empowers us to rise above the turbulence of our emotions and respond to challenges with grace and wisdom. As we cultivate the practice of silence when angry, we become beacons of calmness and strength, inspiring others to follow the path of Stoicism. In moments of anger, let us remember the teachings of the Stoics and embrace the power of silence. Let us guard our inner citadel, mindful of the impact of our thoughts and actions. Let us transform our anger into an opportunity for growth and self-mastery. And in doing so, let us forge a path towards a life of tranquility and virtue. The unseen power of silence, a deeper exploration. The journey to mastering our anger through silence is not an easy one. It requires dedication, discipline, and a profound understanding of our inner selves. But as we delve deeper into the teachings of Stoicism, we uncover layers of wisdom that guide us on this path. One of the most striking aspects of Stoic philosophy is its emphasis on rationality and reason. The Stoics believed that reason is the defining characteristic of human beings, and it is through reason that we can achieve eudaimonia, a state of flourishing and fulfillment. When anger takes hold of us, it undermines our reason and leads us astray. By choosing silence, we create a buffer that allows reason to regain its rightful place. Musonius Rufus, a lesser-known but influential Stoic philosopher, taught that we must strive to be masters of ourselves. He said, "One ought to discipline the soul first of all, and very specially, if one would rule oneself." This discipline of the soul involves the cultivation of virtues such as patience, humility, and self-control. Silence, in moments of anger, becomes an exercise in these virtues, reinforcing our commitment to living a virtuous life. In practical terms, how do we integrate this Stoic principle into our daily lives? One method is through the practice of deliberate pause. When we feel the first stirrings of anger, we consciously take a moment to breathe deeply and center ourselves. This pause is not just a physical act, but a mental one. It is a moment to remind ourselves of our principles and the kind of person we aspire to be. Additionally, we can use this pause to reflect on the impermanence of the situation. The Stoics believed in the transitory nature of all things. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." By reminding ourselves of this, we can detach from the immediate emotional reaction and view the situation from a broader, more detached perspective. Another powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal is the dichotomy of control. This principle, articulated by Epictetus, teaches us to differentiate between what is within our control and what is not. Our reactions and attitudes are within our control. The actions and opinions of others are not. When we face anger-inducing situations, focusing on this dichotomy helps us to redirect our energy towards what we can influence our own minds and responses. It is also essential to remember that silence in anger is not about suppression. Suppression implies a forceful holding back, which can lead to internal conflict and stress. Instead, Stoic silence is about conscious choice and transformation. It is about redirecting the energy of anger into something productive and aligned with our values. This might mean channeling that energy into constructive dialogue, creative endeavors, or physical exercise. The Stoic practice of journaling, or keeping a philosophical diary, can also aid in this process. By writing down our thoughts and feelings, we gain clarity and insight into our emotional triggers and responses. This self-reflective practice allows us to track our progress, identify areas for improvement, and reinforce our commitment to Stoic principles. The transformative power of forgiveness. As we delve deeper into the teachings of the Stoics, we find that silence and anger is intrinsically linked to the concept of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about condoning the actions that have wronged us, but about freeing ourselves from the burden of resentment. It is an act of liberation, allowing us to move forward with a clear and unencumbered heart. Seneca, in his letters to Lucilius, often spoke of the importance of magnanimity, the greatness of soul that allows us to rise above pettiness and injury. He wrote, Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. By choosing forgiveness, we demonstrate this magnanimity, showing that we are not defined or controlled by the actions of others. Forgiveness, coupled with silence, becomes a powerful antidote to anger. When we remain silent, we give ourselves the space to process our emotions and arrive at a place of understanding and compassion. This inner work is crucial for genuine forgiveness, which must come from a place of strength rather than weakness. The role of community and support. While Stoicism places a strong emphasis on individual responsibility and self-mastery, it also acknowledges the importance of community and support. The Stoics believed that we are all interconnected, and that our actions and attitudes have a ripple effect on those around us. In moments of anger, seeking the counsel and support of trusted friends and mentors can provide invaluable perspective and guidance. These individuals can help us to see the situation more clearly and offer insights that we might not have considered. As Seneca advised, associate with those who will make